All right, let's get right into it. Deep in the heart of Naples, Italy, there's this small glass vial. And inside there's a dark, solid lump that is supposedly the dried blood of San Gennaro, a saint who was martyred more than 1,700 years ago. But here's the thing. A few times every year, right in front of thousands of people, this ancient, dried-up blood does something that seems completely impossible. It turns back into a liquid.
To really get how much this one little vial means to the city of Naples, you have to go back to World War II. It's 1943. Allied bombs are raining down, and this rumor just spreads like wildfire. The story was that the city's ultimate protector, its divine shield against plagues and famine, and even the volcano Vesuvius, had been shattered. For a city that was already on its knees, this felt like the absolute end.
But here's the twist. The rumor was false. A priest came out and announced the blood was safe, and with it, the city was safe. And that incredibly powerful connection between a city and its saint's blood is still alive today, in a ritual that's one part ceremony, one part prophecy, and honestly, 100% pure theater.
So what does this ritual, this piece of pure theater, actually look like? Well, let's imagine we're stepping inside the Naples Cathedral on September 19th to see for ourselves. First, you gotta picture the scene. The cathedral is just packed. We're talking over 5,000 people crammed in there. And it's everyone, from the mayor and high-ranking cardinals to the city's poorest residents, all shoulder to shoulder. You can just feel the anticipation in the air. It's electric.
So the ceremony kicks off with prayers. The VIPs all take their spots, and then a church official waves a white handkerchief. Now, this is a really key moment, because that signal often means the miracle has already happened, sometimes before the vial is even brought out for everyone to see. And the crowd just erupts. I mean, some people are crying, others are literally falling to their knees. Then the vial of liquefied blood is paraded up to the main altar, right alongside a silver bust of the saint, as the whole crowd cheers and just scrambles to try and touch them.
It's this incredible, massive display of collective emotion. But what's it all for? Why does this one single event have such a powerful grip on an entire city, not just for a year, but for centuries?
Well, the answer really comes down to the one constant, looming threat that has defined Naples for its entire existence, Mount Vesuvius. See, San Gennaro isn't just any saint. He is the city's divine protector.
And this is the crucial part. This isn't just about faith. It's basically a form of fortune-telling. When the blood liquefies, it's taken as a sign that San Gennaro is still watching over the city, that he's going to protect it from earthquakes and eruptions for another year. But if it fails to liquefy, well, that's seen as a terrible, terrible omen.
And you can see this belief play out again and again through history. The legend really kicks off way back in 472 AD, when prayers to San Gennaro were credited with stopping a lava flow from Vesuvius. Now let's fast forward to our time. In September of 1980, the blood failed to liquefy. Some believers actually connected this failure to the recent election of a communist mayor. And then just 2 months later, a massive earthquake devastated the region, killing thousands. For many people in Naples, this wasn't some tragic coincidence, it was a prophecy fulfilled.
Okay, so all of this drama needs a stage, right? And that brings us to the magnificent Treasury Chapel, a space that was born from its own drama and, well, fittingly, its own bad blood. You have to understand, this is not just any old chapel. A better way to think of it is as the world's most spectacular, most elaborate jewelry box. Every single painting, every sculpture, the whole grand design, it all exists for one single purpose: to frame and glorify the two tiny vials of blood at its center. And building this stage was a battle in itself. When the commission hired an artist from out of town, it really ticked off the powerful local painters. It said they formed a cabal that threatened and bullied their competition right out of town. There were even whispers of poisoning. All of this very real, very human bad blood was spilled just to build the perfect shrine for the sacred blood of the saint. All right, let's get to the question that's probably been bugging you this whole time. Forget the myths, forget the art history for a second. What's the scientific explanation for all this?
I mean, seriously, how does a solid, centuries-old substance just turn to liquid on command? Surely, in our modern age, there's a rational chemical explanation for it, right?
So scientists have a few ideas, even though they've never actually been allowed to, open the sealed vial to test it. The leading theory is that the substance isn't actually blood at all, but something called a thixotropic gel, basically a substance that gets runny when you stir it or shake it. So the thinking goes, maybe it's the heat from all the candles, or the collective body heat from 5,000 people, or maybe it's just the cardinal turning the vial over and over that triggers the change.
But here's where it gets really clever. The Church has the perfect comeback for all these theories. Back in 1994, the cardinal announced to the whole crowd that the blood had already liquefied while it was still locked in the safe, before he even took it out. He then joked that San Gennaro had, once again, confounded the scientists. By always highlighting how unpredictable the miracle is, the Church masterfully dodges every single scientific explanation you can throw at it.
And this gets to a really fascinating paradox. The Church actually loves the attention from science. It gives the miracle a kind of legitimacy in our modern rational world. But, and this is a huge but, if science ever came up with a definitive, final explanation, the mystery would vanish, and so would the power. It's this delicate dance between wanting legitimacy and needing to preserve the mystery.
So if the big secret isn't some chemical formula, then what is it? Well, this brings us to the real power of San Gennaro's blood, and it has less to do with the supernatural and a whole lot more to do with the social.
When you really start to peel back the layers, you see the miracle's true power isn't supernatural at all, it's social. For the Church, it's an incredible display of faith in a space where science has to stay silent. For the city of Naples, it's a source of defiant identity, a way of pushing back against the world of cold rationality that often looks down on it. It puts the city on the global map every single year. But maybe most importantly, for the people themselves, it's a moment of profound community. It's a shared hope for protection that binds everyone together.
So, in the end, the miracle isn't really about proving or disproving some scientific event. It's about a city making a conscious choice. Naples chooses to embrace a mystery because that mystery provides comfort, identity, and unity, things that a world of just cold, hard facts often can't.
And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. In our age, an age that demands a rational answer for absolutely everything, what is the real value of a shared belief, a collective mystery that can hold an entire community together? And what does it tell us about our own deep-seated need for something to believe in beyond what our eyes can see?